Hello guys, I'm back. Espero que todo el mundo haya visto el teaser y que os haya gustado, que comprendáis que la finalidad de esta entrevista /chat /charla es que sea lo más clara y accesible posible. Por lo tanto, voy a estar yo después de cada clip dándote un poquito de ese punch, de ese contexto que a lo mejor nos ha querido faltar por el límite de tiempo y no me ha dado tiempo a explicar, que es a lo mejor necesario para cada cuestión que estamos proponiendo el embajador y yo. Tengo muchísimas ganas de que veáis este vídeo completo entero, de que lo disfrutéis y ya sabéis, la idea aquí es llevarlo todo al siguiente nivel. Así que nada, no me cansaré de decirlo, disfrutad mucho de la entrevista y os veo en un par de clips.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Most welcome, Luna, and thank you for your visit to this embassy. Please be seated.
First and foremost, how are you? How long have you been here as an ambassador?
First of all, let me express my thanks to you that I think that you give a special interest. I have been in Spain for about 2 years.
Okay.
And I have to say this is a fantastic experience for me because since almost 2 years ago, after I arrived in Spain, I see that this is a very vibrant society and all the activities in the society are so colorful and rich that can keep you every day busy. I can feel this kind of spirit, this kind of enthusiasm of the love of the Spanish people for the life, for this society, for this nation. So in fact, after joining Spain, I can also share this kind of enthusiasm and the love for the life.
This is great. It's great to hear that you like our country. We know there's a lot of Chinese in Spain, as well as there are probably Spanish in China.
Yes.
From your standpoint, do you think it's easier for Chinese to adapt to our culture more than it is for us to adapt to your culture?
As a Chinese ambassador to Madrid, my first contact definitely will be the Chinese community in Spain. And I have found that this is a quite large community, almost 300,000 people.
That's
and they are living here, they are working here, and they're enjoying here. That is also the indication of the openness of your society. You embrace the people from all the other countries, and you never that has a special feeling for them. This is in fact the merit of the Spanish nation, that this kind of inclusiveness, this kind of openness, in fact, extend a very, very welcome environment for the foreigners and the Chinese included.
¿Cómo ha sido la integración de la comunidad china en España? Como ha dicho el embajador, muy notable, especialmente en un sector que todos conocemos muy bien y del que siempre se suele hablar. Eso es, el comercial. En 2025, y aquí abro inciso, todos los números que vamos a mencionar son muy aproximados a la realidad, pero no son completamente exactos. Más de 66.000 personas de origen chino están afiliadas al régimen especial de trabajadores autónomos, el RETA, representando aproximadamente el 14% de los trabajadores autónomos extranjeros en nuestro país. Este espíritu emprendedor lo hemos podido ver sobre todo en la proliferación de restaurantes, tiendas de todo a un euro y también bazares, que han sido fundamentales en la revitalización de barrios como Usera en Madrid, por ejemplo. Además, la Cámara del Comercio de España proyecta un crecimiento del Producto Interior Bruto, del PIB, superior al 2,5% en 2025, impulsado por la contribución de empresarios chinos al consumo y a la dinamización de la economía local. You bring a lot of culture, a lot of values, a lot of different perspectives. We have a very strong tie, to put it some way, and our relationship is very important in the geopolitical context we live right now. Would you say there's a specific area where we have more cooperation, such as energy, trade, or something specific?
Yes. The major area of our current cooperation, basically we have 3 areas. One is, of course, that as a 2 major countries, 2 major members of the United Nations, and definitely we have to cooperate in the international arena for the global peace and stability. Second is our bilateral part, and I think basically I put more focus on our economic trade and investment cooperation. And thirdly, that is basically serving the people contacts. And in this regard, we put a lot of efforts for the culture activities, cultural collaborations.
China pone el foco en estos tres ámbitos porque cada uno le aporta un beneficio distinto. En lo multilateral, España es puerta de entrada a la Unión Europea y es un socio fiable en los foros internacionales. ¿Esto qué va a hacer? Esto va a reforzar la imagen de China como un actor global cooperativo de cara al público, en el orden mundial. Segundo, estamos hablando ahora de lo económico, algo que siempre ha sido muy importante entre nuestros dos países. España le ofrece a China un acceso al mercado europeo, un mercado de 27 países. Tengamos en cuenta esta magnitud de la Unión Europea, de la que hablaremos un poquito más tarde. Además de oportunidades en sectores donde China quiere crecer. Siempre que hablamos de China hablamos de digitalización, hablamos de 5G, de Huawei, del comercio, de la economía, de cosas completamente distintas a sectores como las energías renovables, que ahora son muy importantes para el cambio climático. Hablamos de un tercer punto, que es lo cultural, que es un tema que se sostiene a lo largo de toda esta entrevista. El contacto entre personas ayuda a mejorar la percepción mutua. Y yo creo que esto es algo que prevalece también en sociedades como la tuya y la mía, en la que vivimos todos, en alguien que no tenga un cargo público. Es verdad que cuanto más cercanas sean las sociedades, más fácil va a ser sostener alianzas políticas y económicas a largo plazo. Más fácil es si tienes a un amigo cerca hablar con él que si le tienes a 8.000 metros y tienes que desearle feliz cumpleaños.
Of course, Mr. Ambassador, you're a very well-prepared diplomat, but maybe the people who are watching us or where this is directed to don't really know what diplomacy entails itself. Because, let's say, diplomacy has very different aspects, cultural, political, economical. Some people really don't know what happens behind these doors. Yeah. Would you have a definition in a very few words what diplomacy entails, what is actually your job here?
Yes, I think because as a diplomat, definitely conducting diplomacy is my major job.
Yeah.
But maybe that to the society, that diplomacy is a little, I should say, professional. But if you want to have a very, very short description of China's diplomacy, for example, my job, I can put that 2 words, making friends. Yeah, that is, I think, to sum up a diplomacy as far as a Chinese diplomatic concept. Here, I think that for my main job, for every day, I trying to make friends, trying to make myself presented.
So you were talking about what diplomacy means to you, right?
To me.
To you and how you see diplomacy. You following this up a little bit. In terms of culture, we have Chinese media in Spain.
Yes.
We have the news. We know what's happening in your country. Is there anything cultural or political or anything that's not being shown maybe in Spain that you'd want us to know about, to share, that you think could hook our viewers into more Chinese culture, Asian culture in general?
Yes, I think although that right now we have increased people-to-people contact, we have a lot of people coming and going between China and Spain. I think this is a good momentum. Definitely with this kind of exchanges, we can have more and more mutual understanding of our two nations, of our two peoples. But but this kind of exchanges might be a little limited because we still have a lot of a long distance to go doing that. For example, that if you wanted to say that, how about the Chinese culture? I think basically the character for the Chinese culture is that we put the value more on the community, on the society instead of individuals. So that is our traditional philosophy that everyone could sacrifice itself, but for the benefit of the overall or general interest of the community. So I think that this is the basic perception for the Chinese people ourselves, that we care about the whole community. So this, I think, should be further highlighted.
La comunidad y el sacrificio mutuo son valores centrales. Esto forma parte del modelo del Partido Comunista Chino, el partido gobernante actual en el país, que orienta a la sociedad buscando cohesión y bienestar colectivo. Un ejemplo impactante son los barrios piloto. ¿Qué son los barrios piloto? Ciudades inteligentes. El Estado organiza desde cero la infraestructura, servicios y oportunidades de empleo, integrando familias que antes vivían en zonas empobrecidas. Los residentes participan activamente en proyectos locales, como huertos colectivos, sistemas de reciclaje o centros de formación, adaptándose a nuevas formas de vida comunitaria. Este esfuerzo masivo y coordinado garantiza que toda la comunidad acceda a educación, bienestar y desarrollo económico, reflejando el principio de prosperidad común, que parece ser el modus operandi del país. Esto es muy gracioso porque le hemos hecho una comparación a España. En el siguiente clip el embajador menciona cómo en España la familia también juega un papel importante en la vida diaria. Y me diréis, ¿pero qué tiene que ver la familia con cómo el Estado organiza a los ciudadanos chinos? Bueno, pues a diferencia de China, donde la cohesión y el bienestar colectivo se organizan a nivel estatal, como ya hemos mencionado, en España los vínculos familiares guían muchas decisiones personales. La elección de residencia, el cuidado de los hijos o incluso el apoyo entre generaciones. Abuelos, padre, madre, no sé si vosotros lo veis, pero yo como española sí que lo noto. Esto muestra cómo en sociedades más individualistas, como la nuestra, el núcleo familiar reemplaza en parte la función colectiva que en China gestiona el Estado.
But also I witnessed, even in Spain, you pay a lot of attention to community. For example, in the family, parents care about kids. Grandparents care about grandkids. So I think that, in fact, we have some kind of fundamental similarities between the two cultures. Second is that we pay a lot of attention to the friendship. Sometimes friendship could prevail instead of any kind of, even, for example, social contracts. It's more important sometimes even a kind of interests. So in China, that this kind of friendship-focused, community-based a kind of culture, I think is very unique and should be further, I should say, promoted or understood in Spain, in the Western world. So this is my impression.
Siguiendo con la idea de cohesión y bienestar colectivo que acabamos de ver en China, seguimos con un poco de teoría política, a través de un concepto que el embajador ha mencionado que me parece muy interesante explicar: el contrato social. El contrato social es un concepto desarrollado en la época de la Ilustración por pensadores como Hobbes, Locke y, como dirían nuestros amigos los franceses, Rousseau. Esto plantea que los individuos aceptan normas y roles dentro de la sociedad a cambio de seguridad, servicios y estabilidad. Si lo ponemos a ejemplo práctico, en China, aunque los ciudadanos cumplen con este contrato con el Estado, las relaciones de confianza y amistad van más allá de lo formal, como ha mencionado el embajador, reforzando la cooperación y la solidaridad diaria. Este matiz ayuda a ver que la cohesión social no depende de las reglas, sino de que los lazos personales se hagan más fuertes, que complementen al Estado y hagan que la sociedad sea más resiliente y a la vez más flexible.
Okay, it's very interesting because now that you're saying Western world, we ourselves as Spain live in a community which is the EU as well.
Yes.
You know, we're part of the EU. And within these dynamics, I don't know if you have a specific view on how this plays maybe towards the role that China and Spain have in the geopolitical context.
I think this is a very advanced international relations because you can put all these members together and working for a common, a same future. So this is in fact a community-based international relations. This in fact is an example for the, I should say, for all the nations of the world, for the world. And Spain is a major member, is a very important member of this community. But EU is a community, but we have a bigger community. For example, United Nations.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, we have other groupings of the nations. So as a member of the society, that's a member of the community, how can this member fulfill its responsibilities and duties within this community? So this sense of the common interest of a certain community is very important. And Spain is playing exactly their right and important role in this community building. For China, we are not in the EU, but we put in EU in a very important position because we believe this kind of EU building, EU-focused international conduction of the relations is very important. And sometimes that we do have differences between China and the EU or among the EU members. But how can we deal with these differences? By engagement, by dialogue, by consensus. I think all these are very important principles. And these principles, in fact, is the demonstration of multilateralism. Because in today's world, there's no possibility for a certain country to live by itself. We have to live together and to find a common course to follow, find a common way to deal with these differences. So that is the value of EU, and this is exactly, I think, the value that Spain is contributing as far as EU is concerned.
Ningún país puede actuar solo en el mundo interconectado y globalizado en el que vivimos a día de hoy. ¿Qué significa exactamente esto? Este principio se entiende en la teoría de las relaciones internacionales a través de la diplomacia, que permite negociar y resolver conflictos, y del multilateralismo, que ya hemos mencionado, que organiza la cooperación entre varios estados dentro de organismos internacionales como la ONU o la Unión Europea. Hemos hablado ya un poco de lo que era la diplomacia, de este multilateralismo y de por qué la Unión Europea actúa como un actor tan importante, tanto la Unión Europea como la ONU. Un ejemplo concreto: España y China han coincidido en operaciones de paz en la ONU, como en el Líbano, donde ambos contribuyen a la estabilidad regional. Y desde la Unión Europea, España participa en diálogos con China sobre dos aspectos muy importantes, de los que también hemos hablado: el comercio y el cambio climático. Todo esto muestra que la seguridad y el desarrollo global dependen de la cooperación internacional, y no de la acción aislada.
It's very nice to hear you talk about with all these familiar terms of how China is a very familiar country, you want the best for your people. So also maybe to fit into this conversation and end it, because we know you have a very strained time. Looking into the future, is there any area of collaboration you'd like to see Spain and China flourish in?
In the cultural sector, yes,
Okay.
I think that this is the most important aspects of our bilateral relationship, as I said.
Okay.
Because Spain, I think, although that you are in Europe, but in fact, I think your meaning, your significance, your value is more global. Yeah, you started the first globalization, I think, in the history of the human beings, and definitely in your culture, you are more multilateral, you are more international, you are more, I should say, multi-aspects. So that is the cultural value for Spain. And for China, although that we are as far as in Asia, east part of the Asia, where we have a lot of mountains, a lot of deserts between us, and we have huge oceans between us. But our connection has never been, I should say, never been stopped from the ancient time till now. So as far as the cultural aspect, I would like to say that it is an important aspect of our bilateral cooperation. First, that we would like to see that how can we benefit from each other's cultural heritages. And you have a lot of heritages, and you are promote and you are conserve all these kind of heritages in a very good way. Second, you are highlighting this kind of heritages for the benefit of a global cultural building. So I think as far as culture, that is, we should learn from each other and we should benefit from each other. So by conducting the cultural cooperation with Spain, we hope that both China and Spain could play a role in mobilizing that a kind of awareness of importance of culture, awareness of cooperation in the cultural sector, and awareness of diversification of our cultural activities, and to make this world more peaceful, definitely, and more enjoyable.
No os voy a mentir, la entrevista acaba de acabar y a mí me encantaría reentrevistarle. No he conocido a la persona más ideal que tenga un cargo público en la vida, y de esto se trata, de hacer amigos de cara al público, pero también resolver las disputas entre dos países muy importantes globalmente. Entonces ahora, cuando hablamos de dos países muy importantes globalmente, no solo hablamos de economía y política, hablamos de cultura, algo en lo que el embajador ha hecho hincapié a lo largo de toda la entrevista. La relación entre España y China incluye algún aspecto cultural un poco más avanzado que en cualquier otra relación, diría yo. Y aquí encajamos también el concepto de soft power, un concepto de poder blando, acuñado por Joseph Nye. ¿Qué significa esto exactamente? Bien, este concepto significa la capacidad de un país de influir no por su fuerza ni por su dinero, sino a través de la atracción de su cultura, sus valores y su forma de relacionarse. Para China, invertir en intercambios educativos, en turismo o en lengua es una manera de construir una imagen positiva y de ganar aliados a largo plazo. Y para España, esto significa más oportunidades académicas, más visitantes y un contacto directo con una de las culturas más influyentes del mundo.
It's very nice to
This
hear
is
you
my
say this.
understanding. But,
And it's a great understanding. I mean, we really appreciate. I see that you really like Spain.
this is a part over here.
You really like our culture. So maybe to close up, this is a more personal question.
Yes.
And I want you to be completely honest. If you had to choose, because I'm sure you've worked in other countries as an ambassador,
Yes.
one country to work as an ambassador in, from your time being here and in all the other countries you've been to, where would you go?
An honest answer
Yes.
from me, that is, I always am very satisfied with my current posting, with people like you.
Okay, we'll believe that then.
Yes, thank you. That's true. But I can't say other countries. But other countries are also very interesting.
Of course. Well, Ambassador, I don't want to take any more of your time.
Okay,
so
thank you so much.
For
I
being
hope I
here.
didn't ruin your time.
You did not at all. It was very nice to have you.
Thank you so much.
See you again in the
Yeah.
future.
Hasta aquí hemos llegado. Agradezco mucho que me hayáis dedicado todo vuestro tiempo para ver esta entrevista. Si queréis apoyarme y seguir viendo vídeos así, por favor, suscribíos a mi canal de YouTube, seguidme en TikTok, seguidme en Instagram. Me apoyáis un montón, yo voy a seguir subiendo vídeos, me podéis dejar en comentarios si queréis algún tema en específico, lo queréis en algún idioma en específico o queréis hablar de alguna cosa que os cause mucha curiosidad. Nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo y yo me voy a poner a beber agua porque después de toda esta explicación estoy muerta de sed.
I myself, I don't want to say it, but I love Asian culture.
I would recommend a short trip to China,
To China?
to talk with other Chinese people. Yeah, I think definitely they can
I'd
give you
love to
different
go.
aspects.
And also your food is
And the
incredible.
food, yes.
Your calligraphy, I love it.
Calligraphy.
Yes, I think it's. was just seeing that
Really?
portrait. It must be so hard. Your alphabet with all the
They are
calligraphy.
good. I'm
You're
not
good?
Yeah, they're young guys. They are good. I'm not.
You know.